Hello, so I'm going to show you how you can use Freemify's bulk actions to then import a completely new option set with attributes, export existing option set, or overwrite existing option set data. So let me open up an Excel file here. So I have some example data here. You need to have headers for your data that you're going to import, so you can later know what column to map to which data type. You can import all the data types, lists, text, numbers, dates, whatnot, except for geographical address. So in this example, I have a display column and then just random country codes, time zone, and also some random dates. But I also have a numbers list here. If you look at Freemify, it also states that if you're importing a list of items, then separate the items with a pipe. So I'm going to import numbers lists, and they are separated with a pipe. So if you're happy with your Excel file, just save it as .csv file and come to Freemify and choose the file. And now you can map the data. So I'm going to pick the display column. I'm going to give it a name. Sure. And now I'm going to ignore the first column here because I've already mapped that. And now I'm going to map country code. That's going to be a text, time zone as well. Numbers list. That's going to be a list of numbers. Flag, also text. Created. That's going to be a date. And now if I click on import, you can see that it created a new option set for me. And as you can see, all of these data with all the attributes also got mapped. But now let's say I want to make a relation to my region option set. So to do that, I need to create a new attribute here. I need to give the name region and pick the option set. And now I also need to map it to at least one of the option sets, so it will be populated in the export file later on. So now I'm going to export the countries option set. Click on export, download as Excel file. And if I now open it up, let me show it to you. You can see that all of the data got exported that I just imported. So what to remember here is do not modify the ID or the database value columns. You can add new values to any other column, just not the ID and database values. If you're adding new values, just leave those empty and do not modify the existing ones. So for example here, I'm going to add a new one, 15 Finland, and giving it the country codes. And I'm going to leave it the rest empty. So back to the region. As you can see, it is currently human readable, but sometimes it might not be. So what I suggested to do is go to region, bulk actions, export the same action set that you're going to make relations to. So if you now open it up, you need to use the database value column here. So for example, I'm going to pick the North America here. And also, I don't know, South America. And I'm just going to randomly populate those. And now they're mapped, and I can already save the file and re-import that. But what I'm going to show you is that if you're exporting the file and you have any data columns in there, or overall data types, date types, then you need to modify those if you're adding a new one, because Bubble uses Unix timestamp. For example here, let me just convert it to a number, remove the zeros. So this is a Unix timestamp. If you want to add a new date to the new rows, you need to use one formula. So for example, let's say I have, 25th of November, 2023. I need to use such formula. So Let me just pick the column here. Oops. And as you can see, I now have the same data type basically, although I don't have any time attached to it. So I'm just going to add a couple of zeros at the end here. And I'm going to format this the same. And I'm now just going to remove those. Now, after that's done, you can modify all the other rows, columns, whatever you want. And if you're happy with the Excel now, you can just save it as a .csv file again. And now you can go to Framify, click on bulk actions, and choose the option set that you're going to import the data into, and pick the file that you just created. And here you can see the data that you're going to map. For example, Luxembourg 1 and the regions, and also Finland with the data that I mapped. If you're happy with that, just click on import, and you can see that all of the data got mapped along with the regions and also the new option set here. So that's pretty much it, how to use Framify's bulk actions for option sets to import completely new option sets, export existing ones, and re-import to overwrite some data.